a little threatening, a little daft. I'd always really been thinking about dog-faced warriors, and I really liked that idea.
He's a very cute dog.
It just becomes normal, it's bonkers.
Walking on set to a 6'2" dog man.
Kneel before the might of the Lupari.
You're paying for that door, you know.
Be silent, or face execution at the hands of Karvanista. Vanquisher of the thousand civilizations. Submit or die.
Karvanista is an alien who is species bonded with dance.
Karvanista is part of the Lupari race who are bonded to humans, and so they take the form of what looks like a giant dog, and it's as if they're, you know, man's best friend.
Every Lupari has a human being that they are bonded to. They've got a sort of genetic bond and sort of ethical responsibility too.
So for every human being on planet Earth, there's a Karvanista whose job it is to get their human and protect them. Now, Dan obviously doesn't know that. As far as Dan's been concerned, he's been kidnapped by a 6'5" dog.
Karvanista has obviously been summoned to perform his genetic duty with species recall, so he's gone to save Dan.
But he's not a massive fan of humans, so his idea of protection is a little bit, okay, it's not necessarily the Doctor's version of protection. You're on species recall right now?
The Lupari are species bonded to humanity. Right, for every human, there's a paired guardian Lupa. The bond is our genetic obligation and our honour.
First time we meet Karvanista, we presume, as the Doctor is presuming, that this is an alien who we are not going to be friends with because they're dangling us over an acid ocean. So as far as we're concerned, we've been kind of trapped by him. Not only trapped, but being left to die a pretty horrible death. And it's with our own quick-wittedness that myself and Yaz managed to get away.
Oh, the Karvanista initially thinks of Dan that he's an innocent. Like, if you were thinking about it, if you were going to be species bonded with a human being, would you pick a bloke who's a plasterer? You'd pick Beyonce or Jurgen Klopp. Do you know what I mean? You'd pick somebody that you think, oh, great, I'll have him on my spaceship and we can have a chat. But what happens within that relationship, they begin to like each other, and you can see that they like each other.
But we learn throughout, and we'll continue to learn how vital that friendship becomes.
Dan! Doctor Dan!
Hi, Doc!
Nice to meet you, Dan! Run for your life!
The idea for Karvanista came from having a dog, but also, I think, the humour of the appearance against the attitude of the character and the performance that Craig Ells brings to it. This incredibly grumpy but cute, fearsome warrior. I really love that idea. It felt a really great kind of opening episode idea where you want to be quite fun and light on your feet, but also a bit mad.
Jamie, the director, was just chatting one day, and I said, would I be able to sort of sniff things if, you know, something's broken? And then the only other thing I like to do is, when something happens, if I think, I can't believe what I've just heard, or what was that, I'll just do a little sort of cock of the head, you know, the way dogs do when they look at you and sort of go, whoop.
I think any new character in any episode, you're wanting to find something that the audience connects with, but you're also you have to just keep having fun with Doctor Who, and sometimes those characters can be really dark and scary, and often they can be slightly mad or daft or kind of crazy, really. And Karvanista is an example, I think, of a character that wouldn't really belong in a lot of other shows, but I think really belongs in Doctor Who.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.